Also,
Good
God
evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sorry, how do we go about changing the name?
Okay, you don't know how to do it. Ordinarily,
No.
just go to your name, just put your cursor on it. Your cursor will show you different things you can do to your name. For instance, this is Isioma Otala. So what's the name you want to change it to? What's the name of your child that's with you?
God sent.
Okay, God sent. You just see rename, but I've done it. If you
Okay.
check now, you can see God sent.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Destiny. Is Destiny still there? All right, let's just go on because of time. We've struggled with 15
I'm
minutes.
still trying to change his name.
Okay, did you see? Okay, you can't see rename. Okay, the name is Destiny, Abby.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Akabwe, A-K-A-B-U-E, Abby.
Spell it. A-K-A-B-U-E.
All right, I already changed it. So
Yeah, I was not correct. It's A-K-H-A-B-U-E.
that's powerful. So who is that? Who is that sitting with Destiny?
His name, sir.
What's your name?
Mom.
Okay,
Patricia Sama. Yes.
Okay, the mom. Okay, it's all right. Let's leave it at Destiny Akabwe. Okay, it's corrected. All right, so let's get back to class. So can we see my slide?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so today, good evening, guys. Welcome, everybody. So today we're looking at financial literacy for ages 10 to 17. The last time we had a session that we titled the A to Z of money.
We have a 20-month-old on the call. Are we exempted?
Somebody is writing on my screen. Please, whoever that is, stop fondling with the screen. Okay, your 20 months old will learn, you know, when parents eat, their children eat it from the mother will pass the food to the children through the breast. The knowledge here is going to be of help even to that child in the long run, especially if the parents go ahead to implement what they learned today. But basically, we're going to be looking at what we've titled the A to Z of money. So I don't want to assume that we already know what we mean by that. So I'm going to introduce it. It's simply a series of financial literacy class for teenagers, for children and teenagers of age between 10 and 17. But I must say that the knowledge will be very instrumental to a lot of us, even as parents. I'm a parent and I cannot hide from the fact that a lot was not taught us while we were children of this age. So even while we share, parents can also enjoy this. So the children are the target of this conversation, but the parents are our partners and they are the vehicles through which we want to reach out to these children. So we will appeal for your utmost cooperation because without you, we can't do so much with this. You know, this idea was inspired by the need to impact children so they don't make the mistake that some of us are making or have made in the past. But while we were thinking about how do we make this of lasting impact, we realized that the best way to go about it was to pass the knowledge to the parents and partner with the parents, creating that accountability partnership to be able to transfer the knowledge to the children. So one of the fundamental difference between these financial literacy sessions that we parents will be having is the fact that everything we learn, we must break it down to what our children can understand. In fact, somebody actually say, if you cannot teach anything to a 5-year-old, you truly do not understand it. So We'll be breaking it down. We'll be using the simplest of language just to ensure that these children get what we're talking about. So now, what is financial literacy? Financial literacy is the ability to understand and apply financial concepts and skills. So we are able to make informed decisions about managing money. For us as parents, you know for sure that if you are not intentional, you only apply yourself to what I have titled those robotic expressions that we all have with money. And one of such robotic expression is spending. We are very good at spending because you don't need to really be intentional to spend. Once the money comes, the bills are there, you almost have no option, you will spend. So it takes intentionality to begin to understand money management. It takes financial literacy to begin to understand and apply the tenets of money management. That's why we say financial literacy is the ability to understand and apply financial concepts. When we say financial concept, you're simply talking about concepts that have to do with money and the skills that have to do with money. So that will help us make informed decisions. So the first goal is for us to understand financial concepts. And the second is for us to make informed decisions about earning, saving, spending, investing, borrowing, and managing. These are the 6 activities that every sound human being have with money. I use the word every sound human being. These are the engagements we are supposed to have with money. And in the course of our continuous engagement, because what we do in this community, the financial parenting community, what we do is that we have sessions for children, and sometimes we have sessions for parents. So in the course of our engagement, we're going to be having sessions where we talk about strategies for earning big. Everybody keeps thinking about how to earn good money, of course, but not all of us are doing it the right way. There is a decision you may take about your earning that could make you remain small almost forever. So we're going to also be talking about saving strategy. We're going to be talking about how to spend wisely. We're going to be sharing about investment strategies, when and how you should borrow, then of course, financial management. Then ultimately, the goal is that you are able to also protect assets. You are also able to protect assets. There are things we may not be able to begin to say here because this is the session for the children. So for this series titled The A to Z of Money, what is A to Z of money? It's a teaching on financial concepts using the 26 alphabets A to Z as a guide. It's actually from a new book that we are working on that will become the handbook for the children of our parents in the premium group. I'm going to talk about that anytime from now. So then each alphabet in that book, each alphabet has about 3 to 4 items. We'll talk about their definitions, we give examples, and we'll talk about application lessons for parents to apply those lessons to their children. So it's going to be a book that we'll be releasing to our children very soon. So we'll be talking about financial concepts in alphabetical order, each alphabet having 3 to 4 concepts. Like for instance, we talk about assets, we talk about assets, we talk about acquisition, we talk about just those different things. Oh my God, someone is calling my phone. Please confirm to me that you can still see my screen. All right.
We can.
All right, thank you. assets, we talk about acquisition, we talk about different things that have to do with A. B, we go to something like budget, we talk about banking, just concepts like that. Then in each of the concepts, we focus on definition, example, and lessons for applying the same thing. Because the goal of all of this conversation is not to accumulate knowledge. I used to say this: money, the concept of finance, is the only game where I realized that knowledge is not power. We say it always that knowledge is power, but when it comes to finance, knowledge is not power. So the question is, what is power? Discipline to apply knowledge is the real power when it comes to finance. So parents, part of what we are doing now between you and your children is even to, while we are holding you accountable to passing this knowledge to the children, we are also hopeful that the children will drag you to teach them and demonstrate some of these things. So please don't shut them up when they say, but mommy, this is not what uncle taught us. This is how uncle said we should do it. Please encourage them. It's extremely important for the good of all of us. So I was saying something just now about the premium community. We have the financial parenting community, where we all are now, from where we got to join and watch this video, is the free community where we are doing the best we can to just give you everything for free. But we have a premium community where we have weekly video recommendations. For those already in this class who are in that community, we already have a recommendation for a video for them to watch together with their children this week. We have financial articles that help to deepen the knowledge for parents and practical sessions they can have with their children. Then the replay of all of this will be accessible to such parents and not everybody. Then, of course, for some of our paid program, people in the premium community will also have discount to such sessions and courses, because we're going to be coming up with sessions, both paid and free. Then, of course, we're going to be coming up with product. I just talked about a book that we are working on now. When such books comes out, the parents in the premium community will get it at a discount, while we'll make it available to people in the free community to also buy and engage with it for their children. Then parents in the premium community also have that liberty to reach out to us for consultation on their personal finance, their family finance. So these are part of the benefits of joining that premium community. So we highly recommend it, because we believe that this is an investment worth considering for your children. So that is that. So right now we're going to the conversation for today. A for assets. What is an asset? Any child there that would like to just talk to me about what you understand an asset to be? What is an asset? Any child there, unmute yourself, talk back to me. What is an asset? Before I show it on the screen.
I have an answer.
All right, go ahead.
An asset is something you have that can bring money, bring income.
Okay. Something you have that can generate more income. All right. OS. OS. All right. For time's sake, let's just continue. An asset is anything of economic value that a person or an entity owns. Don't worry. Let's just continue. That a person or an entity owns or controls, with the potential to generate future financial benefits. in simple terms, anything you own that can generate more income for you is an asset. So let's break that down further. There are three types of assets. There are tangible assets, there are intangible assets, and there are financial assets. Children, please note this. There are tangible assets, there are intangible assets, and there are financial assets. So before we take on this question, let's go back and talk about the types of assets. When you say something is tangible, it means that thing can be touched, can be handled, you can, it's physical. Among the assets that fall within the tangible assets are things like your vehicles, your houses, your landed properties. In our other class, we talked about the fact that a car can fall within the category of an asset or sometimes a liability. Who remembers, who was in that class and can remember when a car can be termed to be an asset and when a car can be...
God bless you. No one beat her. The inside of the room, we go like down since so.
Please mute yourself. Mute yourself. So children, who can tell us, we talked about the fact that a car is not necessarily an asset at all times, meaning a car can be a liability at some point in time. So when can a car be termed a liability? Any child that was in the first class?
I have an idea.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It can be an asset when you use it for to make income, like for transportation, Ubers and cabs.
So,
and it can be a liability when you just use it for your house things that doesn't generate money.
okay, so you see, a vehicle is a liability when it only takes money from you and does not give you money. So even your house could be a liability because immediately you enter a house, you start to maintain it, you start to take care of it. But when someone else have a house, lives in a part, gives a part out for somebody else to rent, that person begins to pay rent. Or such a person have multiple houses, lives in one, and rents are coming from the other ones, then that house becomes an asset. So any of such properties that you can touch are called tangible assets. Then intangible assets are assets that you cannot touch. Assets that you cannot touch. Please give me 1 minute. Assets that you cannot touch are called intangible assets. And who can name one of such assets? One of such assets that could be termed
Shares.
Shares. Okay. What else?
Brand name.
You said what?
Brand name.
Brand name.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Wow. Is it the child that is saying that or the mother? That's powerful. So can you explain a little bit further what you mean by that? A brand name becoming an asset. I love that. That's First, understand that that's absolutely correct. So, but I just want details to help the others that are listening. Can you speak more to that? Okay, let me take it off from him. You know, when the Bible said a good name is better than riches.
Like Coca-Cola brand.
Yes,
Like Coca-Cola brand name.
like Coca-Cola brand name, you know, like even
That-
your own name, as a child, you could grow up and build a brand, and that name, that brand becomes an asset. Nobody can touch it, nobody can feel it, but that name can generate income. You know, once we begin to teach more about how to earn, you are going to find out that the highest level of earning is where your name begins to earn money for you. It starts from where you work to earn money. It moves to where your money earns money. Then it now gravitates to when your name. For instance, somebody could approach you and say, I'm setting up a company. I want you to be one of my board of directors. And for you sitting in my board, we will hold meeting like 2 times a year. We hold meeting in January, then we hold the next meeting in June. For you to be in my board, so that at least when we display our document, everybody will say Osai Tres Omokaro is a member of that board. For you to be in that board, they will pay you 20 million naira every year just because of your name. So a good brand name is actually an asset. Then, of course, your knowledge is an asset. These are intangibles, your shares, your stocks. Then, of course, when we now come to financial assets, your savings is an asset. Your cash is an asset. Sometimes you see people who have valuable things because they are in desperate need of money. They will sell those things cheap. The people who have cash are able to buy it off from them. Why? That's where your cash becomes an asset. It gives you opportunity to acquire more assets. You know, we said an asset is anything you own that can generate for you more income. So now we want to take it a little bit further, and I'll need you children to speak back to me. What are the assets in your life? With this understanding that you already have, look around. What are the assets you think you have in your life? Let me hear us. Children, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, I think an asset that I have is my book.
Okay. Karen has
I've written a
authored
book.
it. You know, that is what we call a copyright. You own a book and you have a copyright to that book. So that book can continue to sell and continue to generate more income. So you have spent time and invested your time once, but continuously that book continues to generate more income. So what else? What else, children? Think. Because you have a lot of assets in your life. I want to help you to identify them this evening.
I think I'll say another asset that I have is like my name, because since I authored my book, I've been going to like speaking engagements.
I have become a celebrity. I learned people were asking for your number yesterday where you went to speak. Oh, shit. So, children, I hope this is also challenging us, also making it clear to us that if a child at age 17 at age 15 can do it, you can do it even faster than she has done it. Another asset in your life is your personal strength. What is it that you are good at? I want us to begin to write these things down. What is it that you are good at as a child? These questions is to help you identify those assets that are in your life. Like I said, the goal of this conversation is not to fill your head with knowledge. It's to help you to begin to practice. What are the things that you are good at? The social connections. Who are the people that you know that can support you? Children, your parents are part of the assets that you have. Your uncles are part of the assets that you have. Your personal strength, those things that you like to do. But don't relax and only do the things you enjoy to consume. Build yourself up to convert those things that you like to products and services that other people can consume, and you make money off it. Some of you like to draw. How can you draw? Buy a drawing book, start to draw. Ask God for that idea and that wisdom. You will have a story and you will put the entire story out from one page to the other in a drawing. Some of us have these gifts, but we don't know that they are assets that can generate more money for us. So look at those gifts, those things that you can do very well. Then community involvement. What activity do you enjoy in your community? What activities do you enjoy in your community that you can do in exchange for money? In your church, there are things you can contribute to in your church, resource available to them. What do you have access to that can help you succeed? That's why I said your parents are part of your assets. So assets here are the skills, the relationship, and the opportunities that can contribute to your well-being and your resilience in life. There are opportunities that some of you have that other children around you do not have. Those opportunities are assets that you can convert into money either now or in the future. Are we learning? Let me hear from two children what we have learned so far. Destiny, let me hear from what you have learned so far.
Can dancing be an asset?
Yes, of course. Dancing can be an asset. When you know that now I enjoy dancing, but I want to develop dancing in a way that I can see when you are dancing, you are not just dancing because you are happy. You are dancing to transfer happiness to others. So once your dance make people happy, you are reducing their stress. That is why people pay to go and watch a dancer. So you are not just dancing because you are happy. Because what is an asset? Asset is actually a value that come out from one person and make the other person better, then the other person pays for it. So when you dance, don't just dance for fun. Dance at this moment, enjoy it, but have it at the back of your mind that you want to dance to take away people's sorrow. You want to dance to make people happy. So tomorrow they will say, oh, Destiny is dancing in Ogbe Stadium and the entire stadium is full to come and watch you, and they will pay to enter and you get paid. You see it? So that's where dancing can become an asset. As far as you understand why you are dancing. All right. Anybody
Okay, thank you,
else?
sir.
Thank you. Anybody else have a question? Have a feedback as to what we have learned from assets? Apart from God sent, is there any other child in the house? Okay, let's go to budget because of time. Today we are going to do the ABCD.
Sorry, sir.
All right.
Can I ask question?
Go ahead.
How does skill become an asset?
A skill.
Yes, sir.
A skill.
Yes, sir.
Mention one skill.
Photography.
Photography. When you take people photograph, don't they pay you?
They pay me, sir.
Yeah, that's it. We said an asset is something that have the ability to generate income for you. See, for every skill you have, the more you fine-tune it and offer it, then the better the quality of your offering, the higher the capacity of the people that you serve. The Bible said something. It said, do you see a man who is diligent in his work? He said, such a man shall stand before kings. Do you see coronation services? You see, I think recently it was the 4th coronation anniversary of the Olu of Warri. You see the photograph, the videography, and everything. It was done by photographers. Why a photographer could be paid 20,000 to go and do photography, another photographer will do photography for that same time and be paid 20 million. Both of them have the same skill of photography, but one is better off. But at that raw stage, that skill is an asset in itself. Did I answer your question?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. Please, let's mute ourselves. Now we want to move into budgeting. What is budgeting? What is budgeting? Okay, for time's sake, let's move on. Budgeting, a budget is a financial plan that outlines estimated income and expenses over a specific period. Estimated income and expenses. Income and expenses over a period of time. So these two must be identified in a simple budget, how the money is going to come and how you are going to spend it. I remember telling us in our last class that when you budget, you are telling your money where to go. When you don't budget, you will end up asking your money, where did you go? So it's better you budget even before the money comes. So children, have this at the back of your mind. Well, before you go and ask mommy for money, first tell mommy at the beginning of the month, tell daddy at the beginning of the month, daddy, where is our budget? I will need this thing this month. Can you add it to the budget? Because if it is not in the budget, you cannot spend it. And parents, of course, in the course of our continuous engagement, you know you have to find a way to also make this expressly clear to these children. So let's look at types of budgets. There is what is called a balanced budget. There's what is called a balanced budget. There's what is called a surplus budget. And there's what is called a deficit budget or budget deficit. When you say a budget is balanced, it means the income and the expense is the same. When you say a budget is surplus, it means the income is higher than the expense. If you earn 1 million and you budgeted 1 million as income and also budgeted 1 million as expense, but in the course of your spending, you are able to earn the 1 million, but you now ended up spending 800,000. We will say you have a surplus budget.
No more sound. Oh.
Sorry, I think there was a network challenge.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sure we all can hear me now.
Yes, clear.
All right. Okay, like I was saying, okay, I don't think my screen is showing.
Yeah, we can see you on the screen.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see you in screen, but your picture is on the screen now.
Don't worry, let me project. Okay.
Yes, we can see the screen now.
All right. So I'm sure we got what we talked about, a balanced, a surplus, and a deficit budget. So next is, how then do you budget? How do you budget? First is that you must identify your needs. Identify your needs, identify your wants, then identify your savings and your investment, and make sure that your budgeting covers your needs, all of your needs, and not your wants. Most of because there are even needs that you have that your budgeting may not be able to cover. But like I always advise people, is the fact that as you earn, make savings and investment your first need. Make savings and investment your first need. Then your needs are actually things you need to survive. While your wants are things that you like to have, but they are not necessary for your survival. That's why we will say in economics that human needs are food, clothing, housing, and sometimes health. But when economists even went further to say that human wants are insatiable, meaning you cannot fully satisfy human wants, but human needs can always be satisfied. And the ones you cannot satisfy, when you begin to live a life of budget, the one you can't satisfy this month, you move it to next month. And please ensure that in your budgeting, parents, do this, carry the children along. Give them the documents, let them be a part of the process. One of the things you must learn in this community is the fact that everything you do is registering in the mind of your children. So don't try to do what you are comfortable with. Just do some of these things because they are necessities. Do them because they are necessities. At the beginning, because you yourself are parents, because you grew up not doing these things, they will first look like struggles for you. It's fine. Struggle through it until it becomes a delight. Until it becomes a delight. At the beginning, you are going to need to discipline yourself to do them. But after a while, it's going to become a delight. So see, okay, another quick reminder about you, the need for those of you who are not already in the premium community, it is extremely important that you consider being a part of it. Because we are just starting, we are still doing a lot of free stuff to get us to really get to see the need for that community. Because for some of you that I know one-on-one, I see way beyond you. I'm thinking about your children. But I can also imagine that sometimes you are wondering, is this the best priority for the moment? Is this the best thing I should put in the money for the moment? I can guarantee you, whatever you spend in this community requires just 100,000 for a whole year. 100,000 for a whole year, 10,000 naira a month, 28,000 naira for 3 months, 55,000 naira for 6 months, and 100,000 to be a part of this for 1 year. It could look very big, but I assure you, at the end of 1 year, you would have saved much more. Your investments and a few things you would have put out there based on the discipline and the accountability process that we have put in place would have helped you achieve way more than whatever you have spent in being a part of this community. It's not, we could have done this for free, but the truth is, I learned this recently. I pay a lot for the trainings I go and all of that. And somebody was saying that when you give people something for free and not allow them exchange value for it, say you're actually insulting them because you are helping them to remain in a state that stretch would have helped them come out of. But I also understand that most times when we have this opportunity to make investments, sometimes we are thinking about what the person doing it is going to gain. But I need you to come back from such place and focus on what is in this for my children, what is in this for me as a person. I assure you, 1 year in this community will make you a better, in fact, we separate you from 90% of human beings living on earth. By experience, I've realized that majority of human beings are lazy, are unintentional, but they are practically just existing. So when you begin to take some intentional decisions as a person, you just separate yourself from the crowd. So that's how much I'll talk about that. So let's come back to C. C, we're talking about compound interest. Compound interest. I don't expect any of these children to know this, but let's just go around and talk about it. Compound interest is the concept of earning interest or your initial principal amount as well as on the accumulated interest from previous periods. I'm going to break this down further. Essentially, what this means is you are making money from the money you already have made before over time. And there's a short video I have here that will explain this further for us. It means that when you make an investment and you earn income from that investment, you go ahead and invest that interest you have made plus the first capital that you have, then you make money from both of them together over a period of time. For someone who invests 10,000 every month and someone who saves 10,000 every month, if both of them open what they have earned in 5 years, one will almost be double the other one. That's the power of compound interest. Let's play this video and hopefully this video will teach us something.
Basic concepts in personal finance is the difference between simple and compound interest. If you're just starting to learn about saving, investing, or just want to understand your bank statement a bit better, then this is for you. Let's kick things off with a basic question. Why does interest matter? Imagine you're lending your friend $100 and they promise to give it back with an extra $10 as a thank you for letting them borrow it. The extra $10 is interest. Now, there are two ways interest can be calculated, simple and compound. First up, let's discuss simple interest. As the name suggests, it's pretty straightforward. Let's say you put your money in a savings account that offers a 5% annual interest rate. If you start with $100, after 1 year, you'll earn $5 in interest. So, at the end of the year, you'd have $105. If you keep that money for another year, you'd earn another $5, making it $110. Simple, right? The interest you earn is always based on the original amount. But now, let's shift gears to compound interest. This is where the magic happens, especially if you're thinking of long-term investments. Going back to our previous example, let's say your $100 is in an account that compounds interest annually at the same rate of 5%. The first year is the same. You'd earn $5 in interest. But here's the twist. In the second year, you're not just earning interest on your original $100, but also on the $5 interest from the first year. So, instead of just another $5, you'd earn $5.25, making your total $110.25. Might not seem like a big difference now, but over time, it really adds up. You can think of compound interest like a snowball rolling downhill. As it rolls, it picks up more snow and gets bigger and bigger. The longer it rolls, the faster it grows. That's the power of compound interest. If you're starting to save or invest at a young age, even small contributions can turn into significant amounts over time because of this effect. So, which one's better? From an earnings standpoint, compound interest is the clear winner. However, remember, when it comes to debts and loans, you'd ideally want them to have simple interest. Compound interest on debts can make them grow just as quickly, which isn't something you want. Therefore, understanding the difference between simple and compound interest is important. Not only does it help you make informed decisions about saving and investing, but it also gives you a clearer picture of how your money is working for you. Remember, time can be your greatest ally when it comes to compound interest.
That's it.
The basic concepts in
This concept of sorry, where's my video? Okay. This concept of compound interest is part of the reason why this training is important for children. Because the earlier you start to invest for the child, the more the child is going to be able to compound over time. In the course of my quest, I invited an insurance broker from one of these major insurance companies in Nigeria. Recently, we were having a conversation and I was asking, how does your insurance stuff work? It's part of something that we'll be talking about at the premium community. You know, how you can begin to save through insurance for your children's school, for your children's whatever, even savings to hand over to your children and all of that. The beautiful part about that is that if someone starts to save now and you have an engagement to save for 10 years, and God forbid, in 2 years, anything happens to that person, the insurance company go ahead and pay your children the total sum that you were saving towards. For instance, you're saving towards 10 million to give to your child after 10 years. And in 2 years, in fact, I've even heard of someone who started such insurance and not up to 6 months, this person passed on, unfortunately. But the insurance company went ahead and paid the children the total sum he was contributing towards. And if nothing happens and you contribute through that period, at the end, there is a lump sum that is added to it. You know, and the lady said something that is making me share all of this. He said the highest age you must have attained is 60 years. So meaning if you want to say, oh, I want to invest in that insurance process for 10 years, you must not be more than 50 years because all your investment must end at age 60 because they are also trying to reduce their risk. So imagine when you start to do that for a child who is 2, who is 3. Someone said I can't remember the number of weeks or months, year old is in this class. So if such a parent takes up the action to begin to do such investment for that child is better prepared than all of us who are already older. So let's come back to class. So the text today, we're going to be dealing with ABCD of money. So today we'll be ending our conversation with D, which is diversification. When we talk about diversification in finance, it means allocating investment across various assets like stocks, bonds, and real estate to minimize the impact of any single asset performing poorly. In other words, you spread your investment in different asset classes so that when one fails, the others can cover up for it. So diversification is a risk mitigant. It's an investment strategy that helps you to reduce your risk. And there are different types of diversification. There's what is called industry diversification, meaning you can spread your investment within different industry. You can choose to invest in agriculture, invest in finance, invest in petroleum. These are different industries. How does that save your money? When anything happens in finance, agriculture may do well, petroleum may do well. So the loss, whatever loss you would have incurred by investing in banking or whatever processes, these other ones cover up for it. Another diversification type is asset classes. That's where we talk about bonds, real estate, and all of that. Then another is geographical diversification. One thing we can also take away from here is the fact that technology has helped us do it in a way that you can be in Nigeria and be investing in stocks in the US, in stocks in the UK, playing in other diversified economy. And you can invest as small as 5,000, 10,000 naira, $10, $20, as small as that. These are knowledge we'll be talking about and sharing as we go further and how you can begin to implement such. All of these we will be learning. But this is the meaning of diversification for us children. That's spreading your investment into different classes, either industry-wise, asset class-wise, or geographical-wise, to ensure that when one is not doing well, the other can cover up for it. So part of the benefit is that they will say things like, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Question is, what if this basket gets stolen? What if the basket gets broken? What if the basket gets lost? All of your eggs are gone. So that's why we say, put some of your eggs in the fridge, keep some in the cupboard, keep some in a different place. That's a simple way to express asset diversification to us as children. You can put some in real estate, some in stock, shares and bonds, others in businesses, for instance. If you have money, you actually can go ahead and invest even in other people's business. While you work, wherever you work, and you are earning salary, you take part of your money and invest in some already established businesses, either through the stock market or even off the stock market. There are people that are constantly raising money to support their business. How to do that without necessarily risking all your money are part of the things we will be learning. So I think at this point, I may want to take questions from the children so we can wrap this up by 8:15. We already done up to 8:11. So parents that are here, we are appealing to you once again to take the bull by the horn and take the step. Just follow the link selfearning.com/FPC, Financial Parenting Community, to join us. So children, do we have questions? Parents, do we have questions? So we can wrap this up in the next 4 minutes.
So I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, like me, for example, I'm not married
Okay.
yet, and I'm already interested in investing ahead, even before getting married, for my children.
Okay.
What will you advise me to do?
Okay. Yeah. In the process of creating such accounts, you may not be able to do it in the name of someone who do not exist yet. But nothing is wrong if you go ahead and start to invest in a place where you are told yourself you will not touch. As the children comes, you simply turn the investment to be in their name. That is possible. But at the moment, it will have to be in your name. So you now have to either do it in a way that you are either so disciplined that you can't touch it, or you invest it in a way that even if you are indisciplined, you don't have access to it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sorry, sir. Can you throw more light on bond?
Bond. Companies actually issue bonds. It's like bonds can either be from federal government, state government. It's like a debt instrument. It's a debt instrument that the government issues to the investing public to collect their fund. There is bond, there is treasury bill, there are other money market instruments. There are other money market instruments. But as we go ahead, we'll do more detailed training around that. But it's a debt instrument that the federal government can say, okay, we are issuing bonds of 300 billion. Nigerians, come and buy. So you go there and buy. From the point where you are buying, the interest is already fixed. So as you pay, sometimes you say, okay, I want to give 20 million. And the bond also have a tenor. I think so you're going to allow me possibly in our subsequent session so I can be able to differentiate between bond, treasury bill, and other money market instruments. But that will come when we're talking in-depthly about various investment asset classes. You know, but basically that's the simple definition of a bond.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Any question from our children? Okay, so in the absence of no other question, I think we can wrap it up here. Thank you guys for showing up. So parents, please keep engaging in the community. Keep doing your assignment and ensure that okay.
When is the next session?
When is the next session? Because your school is resuming, don't worry, your parents will always be aware through the community. We'll make announcements. We don't have a date fixed yet, but we'll do our best to do one session for the children every month, one session for the parents every month. So we'll communicate to you through the WhatsApp group. Is that okay?
Yes, okay.
Okay, sir.
Well done. We also always make sure that it will be a time that will not conflict with your schools. Either a Saturday evening like this or a Saturday morning. But it will always be virtual. All right, guys, good night. Parents, thank you so much. Let's get
Sir,
the
can
feedback.
we have
much.
physical
We are grateful.
training?
You said?
Can we have physical training?
Yes, we can. We will plan for it. Is that what you prefer? You like physical training?
Yes.
And have that conversation with your mommy and daddy so that when we plan it, they will bring you.
Okay, thank you.
Well done. Powerful destiny. I would love to see you, Destiny. You tell your mommy to find a way for me and you to see.
Okay, sir.
Well done. So good night, guys. Have a lovely night rest.
Yeah.
Parents, thank
Good
you.
night. God bless you.
Good night.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah,
All
good
right.
night. Good night, sir.
Bye.